It's the Morning Brew, and we're already at Wednesday morning. We're live downtown. I'm Larry Ahrens, along with our guest co-host this week, Nika Allen, who is joining us. And one of my favorite people is on the show, one of our regulars. Anna Loiselle is with us, our relationship coach, author, speaker, all of that. Hi, Anna, how are you?
Hi, I'm well. How about you?
It's good to see you. I'm fine, thank you.
Good.
And yeah, it's spring is here. It's time for great relationships.
Time for love.
Time for love.
Love is in the air, right?
Yeah,
In spring.
in spring. Yeah.
So,
There's a
by
lot
the
of
way,
reasons for that, but we're not going to talk about that today.
No, we won't. We
Yeah.
won't go there.
Yeah.
How's the book going, by the way?
Oh, the book is going well. We're actually turning it into a complete program. It's going to be a 6-week program. It's a group class that's done online. So I've had such a positive feedback about the book, and people are like, but I want to work through it with someone. And I said, well, so we're turning it into a workbook, or have a workbook that goes with it, and so that they can actually be in a class with me, and we can, I can support people through it, make people accountable. That's the big piece. To follow through.
For those of our viewers who are meeting you for the first time, your work involves relationships. You coach people through good times and bad, right?
Right. From the very beginning, I work with singles who are, looking for love and trying to figure out, like, how come I haven't found that, the right person? Maybe they keep getting into wrong relationships, or they just can't find somebody at all. And then all the way through to couples who are, struggling or want to enhance their relationship.
Wow.
Yeah, relationships are important to me.
They are. They're important in general. I mean,
just in general.
Yeah, in general. And I think you see so many people that are in, relationships where you're like, oh, I don't feel like that's the right person for you. I wish you could have better. So I think it's so great that we have people like you that can really help someone and, either point them on the right path or help, their relationship strengthen. And
Yep. I mean, that's what I do. That's all I do is relationships. So I study it all the time, trying to understand what brings people together and what will be healthy in the long term, because a lot of times what we're initially attracted to isn't really like the best person for us. And then, what's going to keep that relationship. So being able to be, I'm a friend to my clients, but I'm also the one that's going to tell them when, things aren't going right. So I'm better than a friend.
Yeah.
Friends might not always tell us the truth.
Let's talk a little bit about the old comfort zone.
Yes.
And comfort zones exist everywhere in our work and everything that we do in our life, and it's also true in the world of dating and relationships. There's a comfort zone that settles in.
Yep. And people, so what'll happen is I'll talk to someone they'll say, I'm single, I just can't find someone. I hear it over and over and over, and I'll say, well, what do you do? What are you doing?
They kind of think about it.
And I hear crickets, well, nothing. Or, well, I've tried online dating.
Or I've tried this or that.
I've tried it. You'll hear I tried it. And then when you probe a little bit more, like what happened, they'll say, well, I tried online dating. I went on one date. It was terrible. It was disastrous. And then they'll quit. So there's an assumption that, like, when they try something once, if it doesn't work, they're gonna stop. And I think, it's about being persistent.
Yeah, it seems like something you really have to kind of commit to if you want to be in a relationship. You actually have to go through a lot of, you have to kiss a lot of frogs to find your prince.
Right. It is a numbers game. Yeah. I mean, you're definitely going to go through a lot more no's than you're going to get yeses, because if you got a yes, then you stop, right? So we have to keep going. I mean, that's the thing, is you can't quit, and you have to get outside of the comfort zone. So I will also hear, well, I own a matchmaking business or a dating service, and people will come to me and they'll say, well, I'm coming to you because I don't want to do online dating. I don't want to go to meetups. I don't want to go to singles events.
They wanted you to do all the work for them.
Right. And, that's fine, but you're putting your eggs in one basket. And I think when you're single, you have to look at it as as if you're looking for a job, sort of like, I call it a dating campaign. I mean, you really have to look at different avenues and not put your eggs in one basket. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I like that that graphic. It says comfort zone, and out here this is where the magic happens. Yeah, it's so true.
I know. I don't know what I was doing one day. I was looking for something online, and that just happened to pop up, and I said, that is so honest. I mean, it's just perfect for what we're talking about, because people want to stay in this little bubble. A lot of times people don't even want to leave their home. I mean, they go to work, they have their sort of routine, and then they go home. Well, you're not going to meet anybody at home.
Yeah.
It's hard maybe your cat or dog is already there, but that's it. So getting them to go past that. So going to social events, doing meetups, getting online, hiring a matchmaker. You got to kind of work the angles.
Work the system.
You got to work the system, yeah. And here's the big piece. So here's what I say about the comfort zone, like stepping out of your comfort zone. I get it. You go to a networking event or a singles event, they're not comfortable. I mean, you probably don't know anyone. And so now you're walking into an environment that sets off the alarms that, I'm a little scared. And I'm recently holding singles events. We'll have to talk about that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so I'm holding singles events, and I'll watch some people walk in and they make a round, and you can tell it's like, nope, this isn't going to work for me, and they're out of there.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Survey the room and
survey the room, and because either somebody didn't come talk to them right away or something didn't feel comfortable to them, they leave. Now the ones that stay really start to network, start to socialize. We have icebreakers. I mean, we make it super easy for you to talk to someone. I mean, I force you to talk to people, and if they are doing those, I'm seeing friendships that develop. I'm seeing relationships develop. I mean, it's really cool, but you got to stick it out more than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And here's the other piece about that. If you go to an event, maybe the first one doesn't work. Maybe there's not anyone there that's right for you. Maybe there's no one even in your age range that's there, but you can't judge by one event.
Yeah.
You got to keep going. Because remember, it only takes one person. You don't need a room full of 20 great people. You need one person. So that's part of the challenge, is you got to keep doing it.
What kind of age range do you match make for, typically?
So the matchmaking business is typically 30 to 60. I have a few in the younger range. I have a few, in the older, but typically 30 to 60. Okay. And then my events are about that as well. And so that's something that I started. We started 3 months ago, and they're
fun.
Yeah,
that's a great idea.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out a way to just bring people together in a fun environment. And one of the things that I have seen myself, and I know for myself, is like when you go, you're just a little uncomfortable. You're like, okay, who am I going to talk to, And so we do these icebreakers. I mean, we did one where the guys get keys and the women get locks. And they have to go around and try to see who matches. So it's a reason to come up and talk to you. And once you unlock someone, you get put in a drawing, so you get to go back out. And so you really literally get to meet everyone in the room.
That's a neat idea.
Yeah, right?
That's great. Yeah, it's important. You really have to kind of force people. I've been to some networking events where you're like, I'm here to network, but I don't really want to network.
Yeah, I don't really want
to. And I don't know what to say. And
and that's just networking. That's not even like single and selling yourself. Yeah. Yep.
Hey, all things relationships. Anna is the person to talk to. AnnaLoiselle.com. And great stuff today.
Thanks.
Great to talk to you again.
Thank you. I'm glad to be back.
We'll come back and talk about that singles thing that you do and do that again on another show.
Sounds good. All right, thanks, Larry.
You learned something, right, Nika?
Yeah, I definitely did. I had
go.
no idea that this service was even available.
So good.
Hey, the Morning Brew will be back. Anna Loiselle with us in this segment. We'll come back in a moment.